Energy continues to be one of the dominating factors that deter the growth of the economy. But it's not all doom and gloom, as South African industries can tap into the African market where various opportunities lie. The manufacturing Indaba held in Ekurhuleni in Gauteng provides a platform for industry players to share their frustrations on demand and supply issues and map a way forward. Representatives of leading South African manufacturing companies have gathered here with a mission to provide ways of averting a crisis in the sluggish economy. The industry has not been doing well because of load shedding, a shrinking manufacturing base, supply chain challenges, the threat of emerging economies, the illegal importation of goods and cheap labor elsewhere.
There was one of these monthly figures a little while ago, before the impact of load shedding and after the impact of the strike. And actually the growth figures were quite astounding for manufacturing. And I think it does show us that if we got a few of these things, now we've got headwinds from the world economy. And, let's not pretend that everything is homegrown. It's not. Otherwise, why are countries across the world who are basically producers and exporters of primary products, all of them are having a fairly depressed levels of growth at the moment. Brazil, other countries around, and manufacturing is suffering those consequences. But it's also suffering the consequences in South Africa. We don't hide this of the energy situation.
The manufacturing industry envisages focusing on the positive and enhancing the performance of the economy, notwithstanding the local constraints. Alternative sources of energy are on the cards. Companies are gearing up to produce power off the grid because the market is not predictable and sustainable due to a high level of competitiveness.
There are producers, and we have some examples already of companies gearing up to produce power, and they are producing power. And so if I was to just give a perspective which might contradict the general news flow at the moment around the long-term prospects, it's probably less pessimistic than many people would be talking about. And the reason for that is, for example, in our own company, we are looking at every single opportunity not only to generate power, but to save power and use it more productively. And if I think across the people that I speak to in industry, I have no doubt that many manufacturers are thinking the same way. So there are many opportunities for independent power producers in South Africa.
Local manufacturers are disadvantaged by unfair competition from cheap imported goods. South Africa is therefore needing to intercept the illegal import of products and impose an adjustment of tariff settings and price reference systems. This will stabilize the market and curb under-declaring of goods at customs. Day 2 of the Indaba will focus on the international perspective and encouraging local entrepreneurs to tap into the African market now that the Intertrade Agreement of COMESA, ECOWAS and SADC is in place. Colin Limoni, SABC News, Johannesburg.